Okay, people, my name is Rob Sandera. You're not going to get some big fancy pre-formed speech out of me or a guy in a suit and a tie. I'm a regular person just like you. I just happen to have a lot of legal experience and government experience, and have done things for my government all my life. We have a major problem with this coronavirus. I don't believe we're doing the right things. So one of the things I thought I would do is outline what has worked in the past. There's a town in Colorado that's on YouTube that comes up underneath the 1918 Spanish flu pandemic, and they actually beat a similar pandemic by isolating their town. And what they did was they quarantined anybody coming in, and if you tested positive, you were also quarantined, and they kept people separate from the town. They just took shipments of goods, and I'm going to propose something similar here, because I mentioned this to the fire department a couple weeks ago. My house burnt to the ground. You're watching me broadcast from a 1960s $300 camper trailer in my backyard, because that's where I live now. I have $0, and if it wasn't for the Red Cross and the Salvation Army, I would have no food and no pair of shoes and no heat. I still don't actually have my electric system up. I'm trying to raise $6,000 on a GoFundMe site to replace that. That is at hashtag Help President Rob on Instagram. We're making massive mistakes here. The DPA, Defense Production Act, needs to be fully enforced right now. We need to call in Ford, GM, Chrysler, and I think Toyota should be called in too, because they're in America now. And they want to work here and be a big company. They should participate just like our 100% American manufacturers. We need these ventilators. There has to be 10 times what Trump has got lined up. He's got it set up for GM to produce 10,000 a month. We need 10,000 a day, right now. I want people to consider the fact that we were just bombed in a world war, okay? And let's just say we just took a nuclear bomb, and right now the kamikaze planes are heading dead center for you. This is how big of an emergency this is. It should not be taken lightly. President Trump is an idiot. He's an incompetent idiot, and the sooner people realize this and accept that he's just a lying piece of garbage and his entire life story has been that he's been a con artist, the better off this country will be. I believe we would be better off for our military to drag him out of office. I don't care if they got to do it in a pine box. This guy is not doing this country any good. And the media should cut him off from live broadcast and merely cut the clips of him because he's using this entirely for political purposes, threatening governors like the governor of Michigan. That's asinine. I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. You're American. It is the job of the United States President to defend the citizens of America. You are all the citizens of America. You are the Army. You are the national security of America. When we don't care about our own people, we don't care about shit. And we could be at risk of complete extinction. I believe that by next weekend, we will see 300,000 cases of this. And by Easter, stay home. Just stay home. Church is the institution of religion. It is not faith. Faith in God can be practiced from home. And the Amish do this. I do this. They do it by they share a trailer of benches and things they take around to each other's farm, and they have their churches at different homes. We don't need to have gatherings right now. We can do that over the internet. We can gather over the phone if we have to. There's ways of doing that now. I would like to see possibly companies like Corex in Wixom, Michigan. They make Santa Flush and soaps for Shackley. They're detergent and dishwasher soap manufacturer. These type of manufacturers can probably convert over faster than anyone for sterilizing supplies like hand cleaners and other things that hospitals are going to need. We need to ramp that up full scale. I want to see full scale military now. It should have been done 2 weeks ago. We need the full scale military. We need the full scale National Guard. We need to lock down each state, nobody in or out, without stopping and a temperature check and being questioned why they need to go to that state. Do they have any kind of symptoms? And if they do, they need to be isolated. This is the only way to beat this. The only way to beat this, and it has been proven to beat this, is isolation and testing. And we're screwing around with Jared Kushner over there with his little brother developing apps of where they can find stuff, and he's the advisor to the president. What they need to be doing is getting these test kits and quit trying to invest in 2 GOP companies down in Texas that have a horrible record. Those companies killed 18 women and gave 200 others cervical cancer in Ireland. This is despicable. If the world community has tests, we should go to the world community. We look like jackasses to the world right now because we have an incompetent retard as a president. And I don't care if you like that or not. That is the absolute truth. Put a goddamn grown-up in the office that does not attack everybody and anybody that he talks to. Any women are dogs. Any governors that are Democrats are pieces of shit. Anybody that doesn't kiss his ass, he thinks he's going to use malicious conduct and get extortion to make them comply to bend the knee for that bastard. Yeah, I'll bend the knee for that bastard. Maybe be at the wrong end of a weapon, too. Motherfucker. We need to isolate our top doctors. We have surgeons that have spent their entire life training to be doctors. We are going to have other emergencies and surgeries like heart surgeries and lung cancer and things that have to be dealt with. So, we need to protect these surgeons. They should be isolated in the hospital completely away from the coronavirus. And they should be set up so that they can advise other doctors. Because if we lose all our practitioner nurses and our major doctors, we are going to fail. We are going to be wiped out. This is no bullshit. This stuff is highly contagious. And they have said that there's a strong possibility it will transmit in high humidity. And right now in Pennsylvania, what do we got? We got rain every day. Rain every day, fog every day, nothing but high humidity. So we need to take action on this. I want vital thoracic surgery and anesthesiology people all protected. Anything that is vital for major surgery has got to be protected. We got to have MRI departments, CAT scan departments, radiologists. We got to keep one separate hospital from each hospital so that those people are protected, that we cannot lose them. And that will give us a better a way of dealing with this, that we won't lose our major people. I think we should freeze our stock market. I'm seeing these GOP bastards talking about all the money they're going to make once this stimulus bill was put through, that they're going to make trillions off of this. That is wrong. So is private insurance. They're making 20%. It is time for Bernie Sanders' Medicare for All or my Medicare 100% policy. If you don't think so, you are a goddamn asshole. Medicare is the best insurance this country has. And it has saved a lot of lives, and anybody that's used it, like myself, will tell you that. Another thing that people don't know, if you have Medicare and you are thrown out of the hospital the way my father was, who probably wouldn't have died as soon as they kicked him out, you have a right to file an appeal. Generally, if that's on a weekend, you're probably going to buy yourself 4 more days in the hospital and be able to leave when you are capable of leaving instead of just getting kicked out to the curb. So you should know that. Hospitals like Cleveland Clinic have Medicare departments in them that they come to you and fill out the papers. Also, hospitals are telling me there's Tylenol shortages, there's fentanyl shortages. They need to stock up on fentanyl right now. The government does. We also need to replace Demerol. For some reason, Demerol, that's been around since the 1980s, that's been safe, all of a sudden is unsafe. Probably so some GOP asshole corporation can make all the money on the fentanyl, and what they did was they banned all the Demerol from the United States. I was told months ago there is not any Demerol in the United States. This is wrong. I'm allergic to morphine. And the 2 things that I can take are fentanyl and Demerol. And fentanyl is not as good as any of the other drugs because it is synthetic and it wears off very shortly, usually in 3 hours. It's also not real good for you. But it can be dealt with in the right levels by a hospital. Anybody that's abusing fentanyl, I think you're nuts. Because I can tell you this, I had a fentanyl patch after my cancer surgery. If you get that thing too warm, like an electric blanket or a heating pad, you will overdose and die because you'll get 3 days worth of dosage administered all at once. So they are very dangerous. It's nothing to abuse. I can just about guess that the musician artist named Prince, when he ate a fentanyl patch, he choked to death. Because he didn't understand what he was doing, and he got a huge overdose right out of the gate. Now, we cannot really lock down our states very well. So what we need to do is establish main highways into those states. Main routes, and anybody else going any other routes is arrested or ticketed or something. Because the nation needs to be told these routes. We need to put up national maps on the internet. We need to quadrant test. Because we have a shortage of tests, we would be better off to take the test we have and lay a big star on each state and say, okay, we're going to take these 6 quadrants right here and we're going to see if anybody has these symptoms or if anybody's getting sick from this stuff. When we do that, we are hopefully collecting data that we are narrowing down an area where this stuff is concentrated. Now, these firemen told me 2 weeks ago, well, they were working on that. No, they're not working on that. It's just merely an idea to the Republicans. They're not working on a goddamn thing. Don't tell me they are, because they're not. Nurses are calling in crying. People are suffering. People are dying at record pace. And only 45 to 50% of the people that get this virus seem to survive. So we're looking at colossal death. Then you have to deal with colossal dead bodies that they're having to put them in refrigerator trucks. And if you don't do that, you're going to breed new disease at the hospital. And we're really going to have a problem. I also ask that the National Guard and the military, those in charge who can initiate this, who don't need the president, I think you should act without him or talk to the Joint Chiefs of Staff or whoever is necessary to get some authorization. But I think you should voluntarily be out there right now. We should not wait on President Trump. This guy is a dick. He doesn't understand anything. He's not successful at business. He's a fucking actor and a con man. That's all he's ever done is rip people off. He doesn't own half of the shit that he tells you he owns. He's got his name license to be on it. He's no billionaire. I don't believe he's ever been a billionaire. The other issue is we need the cops to participate. But I would like the police to be like Adam 12 cops. Be the public's friend. You don't need to pull people over and check out their plates and check out their car and all that. If you see something wrong or you think there's something they're not doing, just drive up to them and say, hey, move along, whatever, you can't do this, and this is why. And then if they cause a serious problem, then you can worry about if you think they need arrested or busted for something. But don't go out there trying to make revenue off of this. We need this country to pull together. And right now, this country has got these racist issues that we needed like a damn rock in the head. We have returned to 1960 because of Trump and his goddamn white supremacists. Even my own GOP friends are going around yelling, white power, white power. I said, you know what? Just wait till you're laying in that hospital with cancer the way I was. Because GOP Barbie doesn't come wash underneath your balls when they're getting infected, about to rot off your ass. But the black woman may. I mean, it makes that much of a difference. I'm sorry to be so blunt here, but I think somebody has to be blunt here. This is a major problem. But anyways, I'd like to see the cops do your country a service. Let's work together. Okay? No barbaricness, no freaking out pulling on guns. I mean, if you gotta pull a gun, Jesus Christ, shoot somebody in the foot or the leg or something before you go full Nelson because they had a can of butter they were gonna throw at you or something, I mean, this is fucking crazy, this shit that's been going on. Get the people to go home. Make it clear that they have to go home, that we should only be out for groceries, for prescription drugs, if we need some supplies like propane or gasoline or hardware or something to accomplish something, batteries for flashlights, whatever. We need to put a moratorium on all of the utility companies and phone companies. Just stop all the shut-off notices right now. I think we should do this for 6 months until we have fully killed this virus. There's nothing wrong with picking up where we left off, like we just took a time out. Now, there's economists like Dr. Wolf that they know a lot more about economic things than I probably do. These are the kind of guys we should be consulting with on what they think is right to just make sure the economy doesn't collapse. I believe that if we do not address this, it's 100% chance that it's going to collapse because we're not going to succeed. And you go wiping out doctors and you go cramming hospitals full. The hospitals in China were so full, you couldn't even walk through the hallways. People were climbing over the top of people. Doctors were on the phone screaming, "Let me out of here. I'm being exposed to this shit." And then they end up dead. Now, we don't want to be like that. This is the United States. Shut the fuck up about socialism. You goddamn GOP bastards, you've been using that fucking rant since the 1920s. The greatest president we had was FDR, gave us Social Security, Medicare, FDIC, and all of the socialist policies that everybody in this country loves. But we got these goddamn retards that you sent to these GOP charter schools so that they could engage in rich people segregation against the black people. It's fucking ridiculous. And it's time to stand up and do something about it. Now you gotta make up your mind. Do you want to live and survive? Or do you want to go down there and get your goddamn hair done and your fucking nails done and then end up dead? Because I'm telling you, you need survival techniques here. And you need to quit this fucking around. Moscow Mitch is a piece of shit. One man should not be able to hold up the entire country from being successful. And in this stimulus bill, he goes and puts some goddamn Kentucky suntan lotion in the fucking thing. While people are dying. They're fucking dying, you asshole! Wake the fuck up! Maybe you like it if people come to your house with a goddamn gun and you'll be dying. Because let me tell you, these GOP gun nuts, they're ready to fucking do that shit. I live by them. I see it every day. I'm trying to warn you people, because if we do not act, our country is going to go to shit. Not only will it be going to shit, but we will be the laughing stock of the world for the next 100 years because we allowed some incompetent asshole to destroy America. My name's Robert Sandera. I ain't got a fucking dime to my name right now because everything's fucking gone. But I'm out here fighting every day till I fucking drop at night. Trying to find resolutions to fix this shit. And the reason I don't have any teeth, for those who want to make jokes about it, is because the cancer drugs I had to take destroyed my fucking teeth. Alright? You think I'm happy about that? I need $20,000 to fix my fucking teeth. But we don't seem to believe in Medicare 100% care with dental care, even though the medical problem caused the loss of my teeth. People, you gotta make up your mind. We threw away our national security with NAFTA. We sent our jobs to Mexico and China. And it's bullshit. It is fucking bullshit. 10 senators had voted in a bipartisan fashion to reverse that. Hillary Clinton even said it was a mistake after she seen the way it was abused. But President Bush went and said, oh no, my property, everything's really nice down there by my fucking property now. All these Mexicans are doing fucking great. Well, Donald Trump goes and renames NAFTA, the USMCA. What a crock of fucking shit. It's NAFTA 2.0. What it did was it raised the price of prescription drugs. What it did was it gave Mexican auto workers $16 an hour when we tell our people we can't even have 12. And then it went and boosted the production of auto parts to 75%, which can be made in Wilbur Ross's, the trade secretary's, Mexican auto plants. You've been fucked, people! You've been fucked by President Trump! He's a piece of shit! Wake the fuck up! I am sick of these motherfucking Trumpers! Every friend I had, I lost because of this asshole! Because they believe the motherfucker! They think he's fucking God! And I'm telling you, he's a hunk of shit! Now maybe I ain't in the greatest position to be saying this right now, but goddamn it, when I'm mad, I'm fucking mad. And I don't go down without a fight. The fucking Democrats should have been tearing somebody's heads off for a long time now, and they ain't doing shit. You should have appealed those subpoenas and jailed every one of them motherfuckers in the Senate that went and refused them. What the hell kind of lawyers are you? Incompetent, that's what. Ineffective. Nancy Pelosi, it's time to fucking resign. Train somebody younger that knows what the fuck they're doing, that's got some goddamn fire in their belly. And goddamn it, there ain't nothing wrong with Bernie Sanders. Yes, he's old. I don't like that any better than anybody else. But at least he remembers his fucking name, not like Joe Biden. What the fuck? You picked the last place guy, picked the last place Klobuchar for the goddamn VP, and then you're gonna push that shit. Well, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm fucking done with the Democratic Party if you fucking do that shit. And so is everybody else. Because you've already cheated us. Now, goddammit, it's time to pull this country together and succeed and conquer this problem. That's all I got to say. And I'm sorry if I come across so fucking pissed, but I think somebody needs to be fucking pissed.